36, Castleford Tigers 14, and you have to say, well done here to Castleford. Everybody expected a massive cricket score, very similar to the FC St Helens one, not a bit of it. After a 60 points to 60 feet in the Challenge Cup quarterfinals, Castleford had a little bit of steel in this one, which was good to see, of course. No doubt about it, though, Wigan did what they needed to do. Matty Peake, yet again, experimenting with the team, bringing in the likes of Eckersley and Hampshire. Hampshire didn't let him down, did he? Good to see Mike Cooper back on the field of play. Did do an awful lot, only 53 metres in the game from Mr. Cooper, 2 tackles, but it was all about getting him back on the field of play. They'll be delighted to have him back in the rank and file, of course. It was a brilliant start from the Wigan boys. The first try, simply wonderful. Harry Smith, lovely little ball into Liam Farrell. It was a glorious line from Farrell, wasn't it? And then, of course, Bevan French was there to finish it off. A brilliant try. And the second one was just as good. Harry Smith, again, the architect, off the boot. Over it goes to Liam Marshall. And we're 12 points to 0 up. You've got to give credit, though. You've got to give credit to Castleford. I thought, Lewis Senior, well done, sir, on your debut. It took some scoring now. Farrell will want his time again. I thought Farrell overall had a really good game. He'll want his moment back with that pass that was intercepted. But fair play to the Castleford Tigers. And at 12-8 at half-time, everybody's thinking, wow, hey, what's going on here? Castleford are really in the ground, but then in the second period, Wigan just let loose, didn't they? Let's be absolutely clear on that. Some wonderful tries. Again, Miskey getting in on the action. I thought the Ryan Hampshire try, the first one, again, glorious. Harry Smith again, one of those little balls, little inside. Oh, beautiful. Bevan French is away. Ball to Hampshire under this post. That's quality rugby league. Quality rugby league, right down the throat. Fantastic stuff. Like I say, from a Castleford Tigers perspective, it's another one of those games where they've been competitive up to half-time. They've done this quite a lot this season, haven't they? They just can't string together an 80-minute performance. Again, there's certain players in there that are doing really well. Elza Kemp, again, 41 tackles in defence, 114 metres from 10 carries. Nobody can point the finger at the second rower. I think he's having a good season. Sam Wood as well in centre. He played a decent game, 124 metres from 17 carries. He did 19 tackles in D. He did 6 tackle busts. So again, you've got to give Sam Wood credit. He's putting a shift in for the team. But when you saw that there was no Westerman, no McShane, you thought, this is going to be a bit of a painful night. But, 36 points to 14, it's not that painful, is it? You've got to say that. But anyway, there you go. There's not an awful lot to say, really, is there, about an in the shed where, Wigan at the moment, fully expected to win this one. Castleford, massive game coming up now for them against London this week. We'll be reviewing that on Super League Raw Weekly tomorrow night, 8 p.m, of course, on your usual channel. But yeah, Castleford, did they expect to win this? Probably not. Would Lingard wanted a reaction? Yes, he would. Did he get a reaction? I think he did. 36 points to 14. He remained in there. Rowan Milnes back in the side as well. They'll be pleased to have Milnes back. And he took his stride really well. And of course, it was he who got the pass off to Lewis Senior to race down the field. So good to have Milnes back. We said at the start of the season when they bought Milnes that we felt that actually he would be really good for the Castleford Tigers. But of course, they haven't been able to get him on the field of play due to injury. So maybe the fact that he's coming back, hopefully the likes of Westerman, McShane back, things might be a little bit better in the future, but there's no doubt about it. London Broncos will be turning up for that game at the Jungle this week. No doubt that is going to be a really interesting game indeed. Castleford daren't lose it. They just daren't lose it. It has to be a win that for Craig Lingard. I think Lingard's safe as a row of houses. It appears that way. However, a loss against London, things can turn. So it's going to be an interesting game for both Mike Eccles and Craig Lingard this week. Make sure you catch that one. Make sure you catch our conversation tomorrow night on Super League Raw Weekly. As for Wigan, like I say, very easy on the eye tries. Wonderful tries. Who am I giving the 3-2-1 to? Well, the 3 points goes to Bevan French. Bevan French, again, really good. Back at full-back for this game and real solid. 17 carries, 129 metres, 5 tackles, 1 clean break, a try, 2 assists. He had a brilliant game, did Bevan French. So we have to give it to him. We're going to give 2 points to Harry Smith. I think we have to give them to Harry Smith. I think Harry Smith was the architect. I think both him and French throughout this game, it was like a game of chess. They knew exactly where their pieces were on the board and they just kept on moving to the right areas of the field. It was a wonderful show of game management once again from Harry Smith. And I thought him and French on the night, quite simply, just purred through this game. purred through it. Beautiful stuff from both players. So 3 for French, 2 for Smith. And then it's a case, well, who do you give the 1.2? Now, I thought Nsemba had another good game. You've got to give Junior Nsemba a lot of credit. He did 148 minutes from 23 carries on the night. He also managed to get 5 tackle busts in the game. He's going to be sensational for the Wigan Warriors. The fact that he's now going to be getting that second row spot with Willie Isa out, I think this boy is just going to get better and better and better. What a quality player Junior Nsemba is. Dare I say, NRLS. It could be another Kai Pearce-Paul in 2 or 3 seasons' time. The NRL are going, we'll have a little bit of Junior Nsemba. But for right now, let's enjoy him in this wonderful game of ours at the Betfred Super League. Brilliant performance from Nsemba. However, I'm going to give the 1.2 Liam Farrell. And I'm giving him to Farrell because I thought his line for that first try for Bevan French was superb. His pass out to Marshall for his, I think it was his second try, was a thing of pinpoint beauty. And, his all-round game, as a captain, what more do you want? He turns up in defence. He turns up in attack. I thought he had a really, really solid game, Liam Farrell. So I'm going to give the 1 point to Liam Farrell. So 3 for French, 2 for Smith, 1 for Farrell. Do you agree? Do you agree? Castleford, can you beat the London Broncos at the Jungle this week? Wigan Warriors, what next for you? Can you keep going forward, keep producing these games of quality that you're currently doing? For me personally, Wigan continue to be the team to beat. I think nobody can argue about that. But of course, next up for them, a mouth-watering contest. Craven Park, Friday night, 8 o'clock against Hull KR. They'll be bruised and wounded off the back of the Catalan game. That's going to be a mouth-watering contest as well. But this was all about the Wigan Warriors. A brilliant, brilliant win from the Warriors. They will be delighted. That's another edition of In the Sheds. Wigan Warriors 36, the Castleford Tigers 14. We'll be back later in the day.